Good evening. Welcome. This is Map Lab's Halloween Horror 2 The Darkness. It's the follow-up to the first Map Lab's Halloween Horror entry, which honestly wasn't that great. Kind of a miss, if I'm being honest. There's one really good map in there, and there's a couple okay ones and some pretty rough ones, but it wasn't anything special, which was interesting because it did get delayed so long. I think it was delayed like a year. Originally, it was. I want to say it was. They started in like 2018 and then finished it in 2019, something like that. Um, Released it in 2019. Anyways, this is the sequel. This one actually has a theme aside from just being kind of generic horror, scary. This one is kind of playing with lights. That's the subtitle, The Darkness. The world, let's see, Halloween's upon us. This time is Halloween Horror 2, The Darkness, where mappers were tasked with using light and darkness in unique ways. Halloween mapping challenge over the years has been a mixed bag, no kidding. This pack is a spooky. This is a pack of spooky maps. It is solid from top to bottom. Some real clever maps in there. Okay, setting the bar kind of high here. Yeah, I don't know the real information in that. There are 10 maps in total. 9 and then a bonus map. So yeah, I think let's just get started. Anything else? Hammer Tools, Inc. This map is experimental and will probably break. It's maybe the second time I made something like this.
Incorporated storage facility. You know what to do. Get in, get the data, get out. Pretty simple, right? Before you'll be able to access the mainframe, you'll have to complete the one-night test. Otherwise, the system will think you're an intern and deny you access. Anyways, let's get to business, shall we?
Hello there, my name is Jack Einard. Welcome to Hammer Tools Incorporated Storage Facility. You may be wondering, why are you here? Well, let me explain it all.
You need to toggle area 1, you need to toggle area 2.
Create the world's finest level design tools. Ever since we have opened up, our storage facilities has been the target of many robberies. That means we need guards. We're not just some guards. We're in need of the best
Look at the note.
of the best. And you're here to have a go at all one-night test flight shift. Well, it won't be easy. We have released 2 corrupted entities into the facility to prepare you for the real thing. If you fail this task, the penalty is death. But if you prove yourself, you will receive a wonderful big paycheck every month, as well as...
I honestly, I kind of zoned out. I don't know what this guy is saying. There's that Gordon there is the
Now, you may be asking yourself,
spawn.
how in the hell
It's the
am I
like spawn
going to
entity in the
defend
editor.
myself from these entities? That's pretty simple.
There's a little bit of
into any of the 2 doorways,
a tongue-in-cheek fourth wall breaking going on here when they call them entities.
All you need to do is
It's like where the that's like those are the player spawn.
trigger
You set around.
Though if the entity
I think that's like the actual
is
Gordon model
nowhere
too
to
in
be
Half-Life
seen,
2.
The system will trigger a restart, disabling you from using the jammer for a short while. Good luck. Remember, our company motto is something wrong, carve it until it isn't. See you next time.
Okay. I think this is supposed to be like a. I think this is that Five Nights at Freddy's game. I have never played. I don't know the appeal of the Five Nights at Freddy's game. I've never played them. I don't really get the appeal. I know you like look at like security cameras and then a thing jumps out at you. I'm not really sure what you're supposed to do. That was a little long-winded. That intro. I think they could have maybe like condensed that. That guy was just like rambling for 2 hours. When I think of Half-Life, I think of just like very intuitive kind of instructions. And I understand that they're going for a different game here, but I'm also not a big fan of like inserting other games into Half-Life unless it's done, I guess, well. And I guess this isn't too bad, but it's just like there's just too much information that they're trying to convey to me, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just trying to figure this out, and it's just like I'm listening to this guy's like 5 hour long speech. Um, yeah, I don't know. That was fine. It's cool that they were able to kind of script that all out, but I'm always a bigger fan of just like the traditional like I guess Half-Life gameplay instead of inserting another game into Half-Life 2 like that. Alright, so let's move on. This is Night Terror. Night 1. It's my volume. It sounded really loud. Get out of the console, that's funny. Very moody. This house is kind of crusty, I'll say. Can't really go outside. Something I kind of mentioned with the first Halloween horror pack is I'm not a super big fan of like straight horror games. I usually prefer a game that has like uh, you know, some level of gameplay, right? It doesn't have to necessarily be the kind of run and gun of like Half-Life and Half-Life 2, but just having something happening, I think is better than nothing. And I noticed that like a lot of these horror mods, or not mod, but these horror maps tend to not really. You're just kind of wandering around, just like running away from stuff, which I'm not a big fan of. So a note. Make sure all the lights are off. Okay, so turn all the lights off. I guess that's what we're doing. All the doors are locked. No HEV suit, so we can't sprint. Also, no flashlight, I guess, too. I turn this off. Nope, no way to turn that off. Well, now. Or maybe I can turn some of these lights off, like the TVs. Does this light have an off switch? I do like how the TV has nothing on it, or it's just like empty. I think they could have used like a Counter-Strike. I think there's like a Counter-Strike TV model they probably could have pulled. So I just turn all the lights out, and then what? I guess this light did go out. Just went out on its own. Not the TV. So we would have turned that off. I like how the lights are still on because they don't like change the texture. Yeah, I don't really know. Really know what we're doing. That's another thing is some of these horror maps are, I find like the gameplay isn't super clear. Like what you're actually supposed to do is a little, like obtuse. But, I mean, I'm also a very simple man. I like to move and I like to shoot. It's kind of weird. You can like walk up onto this. Never mind. Yeah, if you like kind of jump into the stove, it like gets you up on top of it in a weird way. Oh, that's not good. Some blood by the milk. Doors locked. Out here. I guess I'm just confused. I turned all the lights off and then nothing really happens. But I don't know if there's a way to turn this one off. I haven't really found a switch for it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Go back to bed. Alright. The dark ones. Oh no, oh my god, what is this texture? Oh Jesus, this texture looks rough. That is a really rough looking texture. Oh my god, there's garbage on the floor. I don't understand. This guy thinks there's a bunch of like dark entities chasing him. Why not just leave the lights on? There's a fireplace. Oh my god, what's going on outside? Shovel. Oh, there's a bunch of graves out there. Huh. That's new. Turn off the fire. Look at this. Again, it's very funny when it's very funny when you turn the lights off and the texture doesn't change. It's still just like the kind of bright fluorescent light texture. Or I guess is that supposed to be like a diffuser over the light? Yeah, I really don't like this, like, I don't even know what this is. This, like, messed up texture in this room looks really weird. I think there had to, I think the idea is the house is supposed to be, like, kind of run down and starting to fall apart, but surely there had to have been a better texture they could have used for this room. Ooh, it's in the halls too now. Is that through the window? Oh, the computer's on. Oh, it's that one guy's map from last year, the haunted house one. Oh, I say last year, but you know what I mean. The first Halloween horror. Somebody submitted like a haunted house type map. So I assume this is the same person. It was their entry had a they used like low frequency something or other, low frequency noise to induce fear or something like that. Oh, was that not all the lights? What lights did I miss? Can I go in here? No. In here? Nope. I actually don't know what I missed. It looks like I could pick this thing. This is like Alex's little multi-tool from Half-Life 2. Did I miss? I guess I didn't turn the basement lights off. Okay. Or I thought I did. This light, right? Yeah, that's the basement light. The rain effect looks weird. You can kind of see it through the door here. I think it's just like a visual bug of the source engine. I guess I should go read the note. So, just turn off all the lights again. Which I thought I did, but... Okay, so that's off. Turn that off. There's only like 5 light switches. Okay, there we go. Why this guy you gotta keep turning just leave the lights on? I don't understand. Oh, is Dr. Breen? Is that who's watching you? Oh, somebody died in here. Let's take a look at the red murder room. Rest in peace. There's the that's the texture from. You can see Dr. Kleiner there for a second. That texture's used in when you're on the airboat. There's like a combine monitor that's broken. Oh no, it's the shadow person. Uh-oh. Oh, they just chase you around. That's it. He's just gonna chase you around the house. I gotta like hop away from it. That's goofy. Alright. Alright, alright. I guess they do damage to you as well. A little bit of damage. The screen effect is kind of annoying. Is there anything in here that I need to turn off? Oh my god, it's so bright in here. Jesus. Fuck. That's the shadow person. All right. No, no. Okay, this is pretty cool. I always enjoy kind of surreal stuff like this. Well, all right. Yeah, that was okay. I kind of see what they were going for. I don't really think it was, it just kind of, I feel like it lacked gameplay. Like, maybe if there was more stuff to do than just turn the lights out. I think there was a game like that recently that released, I want to say. There's like an indie game that's kind of similar to that concept, where you're like going crazy in a house, and you're like boarding up the windows, and I think it's like a, God, I can't remember the name, but it's like you have like chores to do, and they slowly get more and more kind of like unhinged. You know, it's like chores might just be like, it's kind of starts off like cleaning stuff up, and then by the end of it, you're like boarding up windows and like digging holes for bodies or something like that. It's I think if there was more to do in that map, it would have been better. Instead of just like, yeah, I don't know, run around and hit the same 5 switches, and then the last night, like an NPC, like a T-posing NPC without arms, I guess, like floats around and chases you and puts a texture in your face if they get close to you. I don't know. I guess I'm just like too cynical to be like to kind of buy into stuff. I think there just needs to be like a little bit more going on. Like it needs to be paced a little bit better, I guess, is what I'm kind of getting at. I understand like you're working with limited time with these map labs. I can definitely kind of empathize with that. You know, any kind of map jam, there's always a deadline, but I feel like it's important to make something like, you know, maybe cut down the amount of nights. Maybe just have like 2 or 3 nights, and you know, you're kind of going around the house doing more things, moving things around that kind of allude to the murders or whatever. I think that might have been more interesting than just, yeah, I don't know, turn off the same 5 switches over and over. Anyways, let's move on. Self-defense. Oh, a flashlight? Oh, okay, interesting. We have 10 health, we can't use our flashlight, and we cannot jump. Or we can't sprint either. I don't know if that's intentional. I assume it is, but I like the use of colored lighting here. It's pretty cool. The use of lighting here in general is pretty good. I like these kind of orange lights. This staircase is oddly, like, it's a little too large. Alright. Got some health. We got a magnum. Find 12 gnomes. Okay, so 12 different gnomes. Got it. Am I supposed to shoot them or like collect them? Okay. Interesting. Some more health. I don't think I'm supposed to shoot them. We found a spooky gnome. So what's the magnum for that? I figured maybe I have to shoot the gnomes. Zombies? Maybe. Part of me just hopes there's no enemies. I feel like the Jaws method often works pretty well of just like, you know, it gives you the gun, but there's really nothing to shoot. It just makes you think that there might be something to shoot, which in and of itself is more scary than actually having something to shoot. At least in my opinion. The map is titled Self-Defense, though, but that might just be kind of a red herring. We're already in here, upstairs. I really love the lack of a sky here. Is very unsettling. I talked about this at the first when I played the first Halloween Horror. There was a map that had no a couple maps I think that had a completely kind of blacked out sky. There's just something very primal that is just like kind of disturbing when you look up into the sky and you don't see a single star or cloud or anything. It's just black. Spooky gnome. Another spooky gnome. Let's check the rest of these rooms first. Locked. Locked. Wish I could jump. Just hop around. Some more health. Another spooky gnome. There's something really funny about the text that pops up too. You have found a spooky gnome. Yeah, it really does. The gun, honestly, is great. I like I said, I hope there's just nothing to shoot. I honestly would prefer if there was just nothing to shoot and the gun was just there to build tension. Because I am expecting something to shoot. Because they did give you a gun, but so far there's been nothing. I love these streets too. This is like really good atmosphere. They did a good job of kind of replicating like a kind of urban street at night. In terms of lighting, I mean, like the way kind of the street lights look is very spot on. Kind of that warm orange glow. Guess we'll go check the store over here. There is a gnome in there. Health. 4 more to go. Okay, that just leads to darkness. I haven't been in the church yet. I haven't been in whatever this building is here yet. Or I guess that, like, that factory, or I haven't been in the city. I haven't been in a lot of these places yet. Oh, what the hell? Oh, okay, so there is stuff to shoot. Interesting. Huh. Okay, we're good. To make sure VSync was disabled. Got another gnome. This almost reminds me of one of those liminal Gmod maps. There's a whole bunch of those, just like kind of creepy liminal space Gmod maps out and about. And those are pretty cool to explore if you're looking for like more kind of creepy source engine stuff. And this is very similar. It feels like something out of that, or it feels like one of those rather. Check over here. It's interesting that we're starting to see some enemies. I wonder if these guys have always been here, or if they just kind of spawned in. Oh, yep, there's another one. Alright, one more. This room kind of reminds me of the first Resident Evil, sort of like this. The staircases. Maybe I'm thinking of Resident Evil 2. Where have I not been? I think the church, right? I want to say I went in the factory. I don't think I've been in the church yet. This kind of middle area. Oh shit. That hurt. Okay. Well, now what? Oh. Oh, all the lights are turning out. That's not good. Oh, I'm in like a box. Oh. Okay. Well, alright then. Kind of a sudden ending there, huh? That was a cool map. Just kind of exploring a liminal space. I appreciate the the kind of lack of enemies. Like I said, I feel like just having that gun and knowing that there could be enemies is, I think, almost more tense than actually having enemies constantly attack you, because then it becomes more action focused, right? So kind of having those enemies just occasionally sort of pop up, and having those long stretches where there's just nothing, you're just kind of wandering around in this very spooky space. I think they did a really good job with the lighting, in particular. Yeah, so they perfectly nailed that kind of urban nighttime look. I've been to places that look like that at night, and it's like spot on with like it's like the right color of orange for the street lights. You got those like really harsh fluorescent building lights, and then the kind of lack of sky and no skybox is also very very off-putting. Yeah, that was cool. That was a fun map. Anyways, let's move on to Ablaze. Objective: find and disable power section 3. Oh, this is like a step above. This is really nice. So a lot of these maps so far have been very boxy in their brushwork, and they've kind of lacked detail. Like that last map did a really good job of kind of having atmosphere, but the brushwork was just very boxy, and that's fine because it wasn't really going for something like this. But this is like super high detail here. Find access to power section of 3. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, visually this looks really nice. I like the shadow of the fan there. Right, card acquired. Oh, the lights. Oh, never mind. I thought the lights went out. Oh. Oh no. Oh no, that's a lot of zombies. Jesus. This is pretty cool. I like this. Using like kind of Half-Life mechanics and Half-Life gameplay in a way that makes sense. It's fun. Oh. Escape. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh shit, Jesus. And they want me to kind of just kite around this area, I guess. I'm not sure how well this concept works. And you're just kind of, I guess, supposed to just sort of run in circles in this little area here. Kind of like, just like kite them around this pipe. Oh, fuck. Yeah, see, there's really, I don't think there's really anywhere to go, right? You just kind of have to, like, jump around this room, I guess. It was cool in the other area because it was kind of like a, you know, they're chasing you down a hallway. You need to kind of run away, but is there a way I could? There we go. Oh shit. Oh fuck. I didn't notice there was one of those. Okay, whatever. That strategy worked. Ablaze. Got a little credit sequence. A lot of playtesters, jeez. Found 0 out of 3 secrets. Okay, maybe there was like a weapon or something I could have used. I don't know. That was okay. I really like the definitely a higher level of detail than a lot of these other maps so far. Like that map, like in terms of the brushwork and the layout and like the lighting and the shadows were all really well done. It looked like a proper like a proper Half-Life 2 map. It reminded me of like you're in like a White Forest or something, kind of like some kind of old like or Black Mesa East maybe, just some kind of like Eastern European industrial area. Really nice looking. Gameplay wise, I really enjoyed the first kind of escape sequence where you're running away from the zombies. I think that was really cool. You know, all the lights turn out and then the zombies are just kind of lighting everything up with the fire. I didn't really like the elevator part though. I feel like you're just kind of running in circles. Like there's just, you know what I'm saying? Like the best strategy is to just cheese them out on that pipe. Because it's like otherwise, like what, am I just kiting them around like I'm playing World of Warcraft, like kiting mobs? It's just kind of like, I don't know. I'm not sure of like a better way to have handled that. Maybe a larger area would have been nice. Maybe if there was like a trap you could lead them into to kill them, or just some kind of like gameplay besides just like run in circles until the elevator comes there. You know what I mean? Even if it was like you start the out, maybe one interesting idea or way to kind of go about that is to just do another kind of I guess you could call it like escape sequence where you can see the elevator from some kind of control room, but you have to get to it. So you like start the elevator or you kind of give power to it, and then you have to like run through a bunch of hallways and there's like barrels and crates in the way, but you have all the zombies chasing you. That could have been interesting too. Overall though, pretty decent map. Just I didn't care too much for that ending sequence, that's all. Let's keep moving. Blink. Oh, okay. Oh. Ooh, this one's like a little choppy here. Creepy radio. So I think, judging by these cameras, I need to go activate the 2 generators, right? Oh, what's this? It's a big floppy disk there. I can't jump over. Oh no, I can just walk up here apparently. Okay. What the hell? That was weird. Oh, there's a ladder here. Okay. I don't know why this doesn't have jump. Maybe I need to bring some gas here or something. Oh, maybe the crank isn't here? I don't know. Let's go back into the vents. There's a person in the cell, right? This door is locked. Oh. Oh, what the? Oh, what? That's cool. Hmm. Interesting. Game kind of the world freaks out if I look into that room there, so let's go back this way. Can I go through here? Yeah. Oh. Oh no, they're dead now. That's not good. That's pretty cool. I like that. Okay. Wait, can I thought I couldn't shoot these guys. I can't shoot. Okay, I can't shoot these ones, but I guess the ones that attack me I can. Interesting. Okay. Not here. Let's go back into the vent. I like how this wire is just freaking out. You gotta love source engine physics. Oh no, getting this thing up here is gonna be a pain in the ass, isn't it? Okay, there we go. That wasn't too bad. I guess that's supposed to be a save, but I don't really know what this is supposed to be, this little floppy disk. It seems weird to have like a save point when you can just quick save. Maybe you're not supposed to quick save, I don't know. Yeah, to explain why this kind of framey is all these kind of hidden NPCs here. It's a really cool concept, though. There we go. Where'd that wire go? Let's bring that back here. I don't really know what I'm supposed to use this for. It's a battery. Maybe once I get in there. Oh, okay. Need that. Oh, that's kind of bullshit. You can't break that crate. I'm getting attacked by it. I am. I'm kind of the only thing I kind of I don't like how you can't really tell who, there's like a bunch of these normal shadow people, and there's the ones that attack you, and they're... And there's like no way to really tell the difference aside from the ones that attack you are kind of just bashing your face in. I mean, I assume that's just like a limitation. I'm not sure how they could have went about fixing that. Alright. Also, I do find the no jumping thing to be very strange. Oh, this will kill me, won't it? If I go over there. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so one of the pallets is invisible. That's neat. I'm going to need another pallet. See, if I could jump, I could just get over that with two. So I don't know. Maybe that's why jumping is disabled. Is there even another? It would have to be down here. No, those barrels aren't going to work. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm blind. Doing now? I gotta go grab that wire. This is a really cool concept. See, I like something like this where it kind of just layers on a new interesting mechanic onto kind of the like base Half-Life 2 gameplay. Alright. It does feel weird that you can't, you just kind of have unlimited ammo, I guess. Once you, like, run out, it'll just give you more. You only get 6 at a time. The problem with that I find is that it kind of encourages you to just, like, dump your entire mag. Oh, up here, I didn't even see this. It kind of just encourages you to, like, mag dump every single time. If that makes any sense. So I need any more crates. That's what. You know, so it's like you kill 2 enemies and it's just like, well, I might as well just, you know, use up the rest of my magazine. So, or I don't know if it's considered a magazine when it's a revolver cylinder. Use up the rest of my cylinder. I guess it doesn't matter. You can't jump, so I think I need... this forklift. Do I need a... Is this what the battery's for? Is there a way to make... I see the button. Oh, wait. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Little gameplay cues like that make a world of difference. Yeah, see, like I used up 3 shots there, so it's just like, well, I might as well use up the other 3 and then reload. Ooh, this is cool. This kind of reminds me of Control a little bit. Anyone's ever played that?
Ammunition depleted.
There we go. Spin the valve. Spin it to win it. Oh. Figured the door would just stay open. Red room, press yellow. Wait, what? There's like a thing at the end there. Maybe that's like the real ending or something like that. I don't know. That was really cool though. That was Link. Very cool concept. I really like that map. Again, just kind of like layered a interesting mechanic on top of kind of like standard Half-Life 2 stuff. Well, kind of telling a very surreal sort of story. Sort of left up to, I guess, interpretation. That was a fantastic level, though. It's a lot of fun. A lot of like puzzle solving. A little bit of combat. Anyways, let's keep on going. Shattered. Oh, Jesus. We're playing Black Mesa now, apparently. Oh no, we're playing very jank Black Mesa. Oh no. Oh. Interesting. Oh, no, never mind. We're not playing Black Mesa. That's pretty cool, though. I like this transition. I like how it's, you just kind of get a little bit of dev textures in there, too. That's very clever. Oh, this is cool. I like this. I've talked about this before, but I always really love meta stuff that kind of play with the idea of, like, making maps. So I love these, like, bits of, like, dev texture. These like blue lines, there's like a command that you can use that will kind of show you the it's like the triangles or whatever of how like the geometry is split up.
Mission depleted.
have ammo? No? Okay. It's fine. Kind of check over here. That's not good. You dropped your gun anywhere? There we go. That's cool. Fuck. I do kind of like the like almost forced usage of the gravity gun. It's pretty neat. Heard a poison head crab zombie somewhere. Oh no. The world is falling apart. That is very cool. Just, everything just like floating off into space. I don't know what the Combine are supposed to be like covered in. Take a look at that in a second. Bunch of goodies back here. That. Let's try to get out of the map. But they have clipped those roofs. What are these like? These Combine models are really weird looking. They're like just kind of overly bright. Let's see here. We come back to this building here. Fuck. Shit. That didn't work. I think I can get this table through this door here. I guess I should have. Okay. There we go. Resort to the crowbar. I love that building in the background. That's one of those kind of like the Eastern European style kind of apartment blocks, I think, but with the sort of geometry outline around it and like half deconstructed. I think that's supposed to be kind of like you see a lot of those in the what in the world is going on over there. You see a lot of those in the canals of say 17. Okay, I don't know what that. There's something in that room. I don't know how to get in there though, which is unfortunate. Guess I'll take this chair with me so I have something to. I guess I'm alright. In we go. So Freeman's matter was stretched thin across dimensions, nearly torn at the seams. The end of his current story of this reality. Oh, okay. Well, that's a depressing ending. It's a cool background, though. That was Shattered. That was a really cool map. Very well made. I like the concept of kind of like a fourth wall breaking map. Like I said, I always love it when mappers kind of include elements of like the editor in the map. So seeing all like the dev textures and seeing kind of the map itself being like ripped apart at the seams was very cool. Good atmosphere at that level. Really cool concept. Well executed. Just overall solid. I would have appreciated more ammo though, or maybe more objects with the gravity gun to launch. Because it felt like there was at least that one section where I had to pull out the crowbar. I don't mind using the gravity gun if there's like enough barrels or whatever lying around, but just a couple more cinder blocks would have been nice. Minor nitpick though. Overall, great map. Let's move on to Bunker. Right. Oh, crowbar. Thank you. Oh no. Rest in peace, that guy. Look at all this nice ammo on this little like triangle brush here. This neat little circular hallway. I think this might be somebody's like first level, or they might be a newish mapper. Unless they rub me pretty hard here. I think this is oh, this is like an elevator. Okay. Run forward. It's like we're on a like a Universal Studios ride. A little shooting gallery. Health. Gravity gun. Okay. It's a high voltage gravity gun. Sparky. Oh shit. Hit me. Oh, you did it. Okay.
Detected.
Where'd the saw blade go? Oh, there you are. I didn't know you could break these boxes. Those boxes are usually unbreakable. Oh, there goes the rest of my ammo. Is that saw blade? There you go. Bring the saw blade with me, 'cause why not? Where'd the saw blade go? I guess I do this. I feel like giving me a little more ammo would have been nice. This little hole in the wall here didn't even make a sound effect. Yeah, if you're not going to give the player ammo, I feel like you got to give them more objects to launch. I feel like I have one. I have like one thing I can launch at these guys. Where did it? Oh, there you are. Go.
Minor laceration detected.
Oh, never mind. That's not a right. I just noticed that's not a real door. It's like a texture painted on. Oh, there's the ammo. Oh, this is a little elevator ride. So I guess the saw blade's not going to work. You have door problems, and then you just have like fuck you doors or fuck you situations where it's just like as soon as I get to the top of this elevator shaft, I immediately have like zombies jumping in my face. Where there's just like nowhere to dodge. I can go in this corner here and kind of juke like one of their attacks, but then they just kind of corner me and do a shitload of damage. I gotta wait for the. Oh, I don't even get to go through the door or the like circle of light. Just finishes before that. Yeah, that was all right. It's fine. It's clearly somebody's first map, so you know you don't want to be too harsh. It was okay. I would have given the player more ammo. There's definitely a lot more they could have done in the bunker in terms of like lighting. I think the idea of being in like a military bunker with a bunch of zombies is cool, but the execution just wasn't there. More ammo for sure, or more objects. Like if you're gonna have the player main the gravity gun, you know, typically in these kinds of games you have a workhorse weapon, right? The player is going to have like one or two weapons that they mainly rely upon. Like in Half-Life 2, regular Half-Life 2, that's usually the SMG and the shotgun. Those are your two workhorse weapons, and then everything else is kind of like you bring in for either big damage or, you know, more accuracy or whatever. But those are kind of your two main guns that you're going to primarily be using. If you want the gravity gun to be the player's workhorse gun, you need to just provide them with a bunch of like nonsense to launch at enemies. The only thing I really had there was like there was a few crates, and then there was also just like that one like saw blade. And that was it. I just had to like carry that around with me because I had no ammo for most of that map. So I would have either committed to giving the player more ammo and more guns, or committed to just having more objects around. Some of those rooms were also like a little too claustrophobic for the gravity gun because you do need space to like pick up an object and then launch it, right? Because you're picking up an object and it's like floating in front of you. So you have to have space for both yourself and the object in front of you, and like room to like launch it at the enemy. And a lot of those rooms that just wasn't the case. They were just like way too small. So I think maybe just not even giving the player the gravity gun, just going with like a shotgun would have been better there. So I don't know. Anyways, let's move on to aberrant transmission. Please play with shadow settings on high. Okay. Loading. Alright. We're in Nova Prospect. Oh wow, this looks good. Oh, it's like stormy Nova Prospect. Okay, I see. Pick up objects. cool. So this is like after Gordon ran through here? There's an antlion body. Do I need this box for something? Oh, up here. I'm stupid. Kind of interesting. The player has like a little aura of light around them. It seems like. Oh, look at all that! Look at all that health. Look at all these boots in here. Can't get to that health portion. This is a cool setting for like a spooky place. This is also just like a piece of eye candy. This is so well done. The brushwork and kind of overall geometry is fantastic here. So is the lighting effects. I'm usually not a big lighting guy. I'm always like, you know, nice even TV lighting. But that's creepy. Oh, there's a stalker over there. That's one thing I've really appreciated with these Half-Life maps. I really like the ones that are, or these horror maps, I should say. Because I really enjoy the ones that are kind of set within the Half-Life universe. The map called Mom and Dad from the last Halloween Horror Pack was one such map, and was really well done. Super well executed, and I feel the same about this map as well. Okay, so this is a I don't have any flashlight or anything in here. How am I supposed to go in here? Am I? Oh. Oh, that's cool. That's a neat idea. Okay. It doesn't work super well. It's a little jank. Oh, that's a lot. Oh my god, that's a lot of blood. It's a little bit jank, but it's a cool idea. And it just could just be that my settings or something are a little messed up. Okay, am I supposed to sneak past this guy? Enter stealth mode. Assume I need to stay out of the light. Can I bash him over the head? Oh no. Oh, I'm dead. Yep, okay. Well, it said throw object. Do I throw it at him? Can I kill him? Apparently not. Or if you can, it's a little jank. I'm not sure what they want me to throw the object at. Oh, do I have to take it back to the window over there? Is that what I'm doing? think I understand what I'm doing here. Oh, that's not good. Nope, that doesn't work. Yeah, okay, I think I have to break one of these windows, maybe? Oh, that just blows the whole room up. Huh, okay. See, I'm not 100% sure what they want me to throw this at, is the problem. Like, my first instinct is to throw this at the zombie and kill him. Just, like, bash him over the head with a cinder block, but that obviously isn't going to work. Come on. Okay, I could just do that. Oh, is it the flare? Oh, no, I can't pick it. It's not a flare I can pick up. Okay, so I did see the thing under that pallet there. Oh, nope, okay, he saw me. Yeah, this is really not clear as to what you're supposed to do. It seems like you're supposed to just kind of sneak past him. Am I supposed to turn out the light, maybe? Oh, okay, well, fuck that up. That way he can't see you, do the crank. Okay, yeah, you're supposed to bash the light. Got it. Got it. Once he turns around here. There we go. Oh no, this is a slow gate. Oh fuck. Oh my god, okay. It's one of those that I thought I could just kinda slip in there. I wonder if he just can't see me at all now. I didn't realize it would close so fast, so I guess you are supposed to just sit here and crank it. Okay, so there we go. That works. Oh, more zombies in here. Need another cinder block, I think, to break that. Oh, no, keys, okay. Oh, shit. You think this guy would be able to sprint and kind of hurry his ass up. The zombie's chasing you. Oh shit, oh fuck. Okay, well, we got a weapon now. Kind of unexpected. Can't. Oh, ladders are so bad in Source. feel like I had better luck with ladders and in like Gold Source. Oh, we're just back here. Okay, interesting. I'd always take that turret with me. This break the map. Okay, well, it's not going to shoot the Combine. Oh, there we go. Oh, wait, what the hell? What are these guys fighting? Oh, there we go. Oh, there's the Eagle Stalker. The Shadow Stalker. Honestly, that should have been a. I think if you wanted to go for like maximum creep factor, I would have done a Combine Advisor. Stalkers aren't scary. At least I don't think so. They're very. They're just like spindly and. I mean, I guess they're a little scary looking, but you know, not really. At least not to me. I think if you would have had if you would have let the player walk up those stairs to the outdoor and then had like a Combine Advisor kind of float in. Grab the player and just end it right there. That would have been perfect. And then maybe you have the advisor kind of flying around by the windows outside throughout the map. You can just kind of hear it and see it a little bit. Either way, that was an excellent map. A little bit confusing as to what to do with that cinder block. I don't think it was like super clear. I would have maybe had the player destroy a light earlier or something. I don't know. I guess because like throwing cinder blocks through glass windows is something that you can do in Half-Life 2, but throwing them at lights is not something you really like ever do or can do. I think and, like turning the lights off by throwing a cinder block at it. So it's just like one of those things that's kind of not super clear what I was supposed to do there. I wasn't sure because like I said, my first instinct was like, oh, I can take the cinder block and I can bash this zombie over the head. I think the combat section at the end was a little bit strange. I did like sneaking up on the one Combine who you get to bash over the head and take a shotgun. That was kind of cool. But I almost maybe would have just avoided combat. Maybe there's like two Combine, you just have to like sneak by them like it's like Metal Gear Solid or something. Just because up until that point you don't have any combat, but whatever. It's like just one guy. It wasn't a big deal. The use of lighting was incredible in that map. Excellent brushwork as well. Great job, kind of recreating the Nova Prospect style and look. The environment's super detailed. And they look fantastic. Yeah, aside from that small nitpick with the center block and the light thing, really good map. All right, we got 2 to go. This is Reavers.
That was a close call. Thanks for your help.
Couldn't have put it better myself.
Whoa. What the hell? I can't jump. I can only crouch and kind of walk around. Okay, I was just waiting for that to happen, I guess. Kitchen quarter locked. That's a little goofy looking. There's probably a better way you could have handled that. Nope, we're in the chair. Listen to captain's logs. Unlock dining quarters. Unlock elevator area. Okay. Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like the little cutscene here. Crew cabin locked. Okay, that's unlocked. I just did that. Unlock everything. Okay. Can I, Oh, we're in space. Okay. This is a little jank. A little bit jank. I mean, I like the floating stuff. That's kind of cool. Everything else is just like a little... What is that? Oh, crowbar? Crowbar. Can I leave now? Oh, no, I gotta go this way. Okay. I like the wooden floors on this spaceship. Hold it all. Okay. Sure. What is this thing? I don't know what this thing is. Oh, it's like an antline body. That's what it is. So I should just go unlock the elevator area then, I guess. Or I'll just... What? What the hell just happened? It teleported me to the back of this hallway. That was weird. This is kind of I played maps like this before where they kind of go a little outside the bounds of... Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I can't move. I don't know if that's intentional or not. Oh, there we go. Okay. They kind of go outside the bounds of kind of what you can do with Half-Life 2 and kind of the Half-Life 2 assets. And I can appreciate the effort, but it's... I feel like it just doesn't work super well. More antline grubs. Like these are probably supposed to be like some kind of weird aliens, but I just look at them and I see antlines. It's like, well, you kill antlines by the boatload in Half-Life 2, so... Oh, this is interesting. Okay, this is kind of interesting. I'm in like a suit, a space suit. So see what I'm saying? Is like that like to me that's just like an HEV suit, but for this mod, it's like it's supposed to be some kind of spacesuit. Now I'm in like low grav. So I have no HUD, so... I guess that's it. Okay. That was Reavers. Yeah, that's just like it's just a little too ambitious. You know, it's like you kind of want to make a different game. I get the feeling when I play maps like that, it's like they don't want to make a Half-Life 2 map, or even something that's kind of like just in theme of not even just in theme of Half-Life 2, but just like kind of a generic like Halloween map. They're trying to make like a space like horror game, and it's just like it's just like too big of a scope for a map jam, you know. Yeah, I don't know, that didn't really work for me. I can appreciate the effort though, but I feel like it was just a little too ambitious. Anyways, I guess that was the last map, because the other last map here is Hammer Tools Inc. Aggressive Mode, which I think is just the regular like Hammer Tools Inc. I don't think it's like a different map. And that was like the Five Nights at Freddy's map, which I didn't care for. So yeah, I guess that is Map Labs Halloween Horror 2: The Darkness. So kind of going over, let me pull up the readmes, see if there's anything interesting info in here. Let's find the readmes. Readmes. Oh, there's only one readme. Okay. So yeah, first map was Hammer Tools Inc. It was a kind of Five Nights at Freddy's type thing. Again, I can appreciate the effort that went into making that map. I'm not the target audience for that. I've never been into Five Nights at Freddy's. I've never even played those games. I did think it was kind of unique that they used the player entity spawn as like the monster. That was kind of cool. But aside from that, I didn't really care for it. There was too much of an explanation. It was just very, like, the thing I like about Half-Life, I'm a very simple man. I like gun, I like shoot. I like to shoot, and I like to move. And Half-Life is very kind of a straightforward game. A lot of the games that I like are very straightforward, just kind of move and shoot, hunt for secrets occasionally, maybe solve a simple puzzle. I also like games that are very self-explanatory type of things. Or having the game kind of teach you in a very what's the word I'm looking for? Having the game kind of teach you what it wants in a very organic way, let's say. This was like I started it up and I'm already playing. There's just like a guy giving me like a 5-hour monologue on like what I'm supposed to be doing and like the whole backstory and everything. And it's just like, all right, this is too much. So yeah, I can appreciate the effort that went into it, though. It seems very well done for what it is. So A for effort. Next we had Night Terror. I'm gonna take a look at the readme real fast. Let's see. By Map 714490, aka Event Horizon, map about anxiety. Night Terror. It was a little. I don't know. It was just like. It just wasn't very good. I see what they were going for, and I've seen people kind of pull that concept off a lot better. The idea of kind of like you're kind of reliving the same, or you're playing through the same scenario, but things are subtly changing and like getting more and more kind of spooky. Like I said, there was this indie game I say recently, but it was like maybe like half a year ago, somebody play where it was like sort of the same concept. You kind of started off your day by doing chores and stuff, kind of going around your house, like cleaning up, and it was like paint the walls or whatever. You just had like miscellaneous stuff, and then it slowly gets more and more unhinged, like you're burying bodies and like boarding up the windows or whatever. Um, this really mechanically just wasn't anything interesting. It was just turn off all the light switches and then go upstairs and go to bed, and then turn off, and then you wake up and then you turn off all the light switches and go upstairs. You just do that like 5 times. And the house gets a little bit more like creepier and kind of run down, but like I feel like that it needed more stuff to do, like more like little objectives. Like I said, if it was like more like subtly kind of creepy things that it slowly gets more and more unhinged, I think that would have been more interesting. I think the way they went about it was just very boring from a gameplay perspective. Um, so yeah, just wasn't a big fan. The next map was self-defense. I really enjoyed this map. This map was pretty great. The environment was very kind of blocky and plain, but it was like oddly. The atmosphere was excellent, though. Like they just absolutely nailed a sort of liminal space, and this was like before I think liminal spaces and all that really took off. This was in 2019. So like things like the back rooms and just general sort of that creepy liminal spaces sort of stuff hadn't really taken off at this point. I don't think it might have. I don't remember. Everything just kind of blurs together at this point for me. Um, but yeah, it really nailed that feeling. Like I said, I compared it to. There's a lot of if you are interested in like liminal, like very unsettling kind of liminal spaces. There's a lot of Gmod maps that kind of embody that. There's a lot of creepy liminal Gmod maps out there, and this kind of reminded me of that, but with like a little bit of added gameplay, which I like, which is just hunting for the gnomes. And well, I guess more importantly is that you have the gun, and that there are enemies that occasionally attack you, and I really like that. Like I said, I think if it was all combat focused, it would have been not as great. It would have just been like running and gunning through this kind of like very well lit atmospheric place, but the overwhelming combat would have taken away from that atmosphere. So having that gun, having the tension of like what's going to attack me, like what's going to come out at me. I almost wish there were less enemies, or maybe there was like one kind of like maybe like a hunter or something chasing you, or that you have to like shoot and he kind of disappears for a little bit. But yeah, just having that gun and kind of walking around that space and having the map be titled self-defense is just like what is going to attack me here, and having those long stretches of just no combat and then suddenly bam, something like runs at you just shooting you was really good. It built tension really well. I also kind of admired while playing it it really nailed the kind of urban streets vibe with those very kind of warm street lights, and then kind of contrasted with some of like the really harsh fluorescent lights on the buildings. So yeah, excellent lighting. Oh yeah, the lack of a skybox too was very creepy. There's something very unsettling about not like looking up at the sky and not seeing anything. No stars, no clouds, nothing, no moon. I think that's just like a very primal thing. Like you kind of expect to see stuff when you look up in the sky. When you just see blackness, it's unsettling. There's something off about it. So yeah, excellent atmosphere. The geometry was kind of okay, but it was such a large area, so kind of you get a pass. And then I love the tension building. Overall, I really like self defense. Ablaze was kind of cool. Visually, it was a step up from all the other maps before it. I like the initial concept where you're kind of like running from these zombies on fire and they're kind of lighting up these hallways that are like pitch black. I really did not like the final elevator sequence though, because it's just you're in this very tiny little square room and then there's zombies kind of chasing you around, and it's just like it's some like Benny Hill shit or like World of Warcraft. Like I'm playing like a hunter and trying to kite mobs around. It becomes a little too gamey at that point, because it's like I'm like, okay, well I actually have to figure out like how am I going to kite these guys around? Where am I going to stand? I ended up just cheesing it out by standing on that pipe. I think, like I said, a more interesting idea would have been another chase sequence where like you kind of see, so you have the first chase sequence, which is pretty straightforward. There's no obstacles in your way. You could have done a second chase sequence where there are obstacles in your way. Like maybe you see the elevator from a control room, but you have to get to the elevator, so you have to go through like a couple hallways, maybe kind of a large atrium room, down a flight of stairs, and then you're kind of at the elevator as it's arriving. And you got to kind of make a dash for it. And then there's just like a bunch of junk in your way. There's boxes and there's like crates, and then maybe you have to maybe you get to a part where there's like planks and it's kind of blocking your path, and a zombie pops out of a vent, so you got to like wait for him to crawl out, and then you kind of crawl in, kind of like in the initial chase sequence. There's just a lot more they could have done with that concept, and I don't think it was. I don't think the second half was executed particularly well. Blink is the next map. Blink was really good. Really cool, unique kind of concept with the flashlight that shows you like the hidden stuff. So you kind of have like two worlds layered on top of each other. It almost reminded me of the game Control in a way. It was just kind of standard like Half-Life puzzle solving with this cool sort of mechanic layered on top of it. A little bit of combat with the revolver. Excellent use of lighting. The areas look great. There's, I think, a secret ending to Blink. Like there was a little hidden message at the end that was like, "Hey, press all these buttons in a certain order." And I assume something different will happen. But yeah, Blink was really good. Shatter. All these next maps are honestly were just bangers, except for we'll get to this one. Shattered was amazing. Again, I really love the fourth wall breaking stuff where you kind of implement elements of like the Hammer editor into the game. I think that stuff is really cool. So to have kind of this Ravenholm kind of world that's like falling apart, it's like tearing at the seams. I think is really cool. The only thing I really didn't care for is that, so I was kind of talking about the workhorse weapons earlier. I really wish that they would have. I really wish they would have maybe either given me more ammo, or there was like a couple areas at the end where I just didn't have anything to launch at the enemies that were around me. So I kind of wish they would have just given me more ammo, but or maybe just had more like cinder blocks kind of lying around. I don't know. I guess that's like always the trouble with having the player use only the gravity guns. You have to feed them props they can use to kind of launch at bad guys. And for the most part, it did a good job. There's just like that one area at the end, so kind of just a nitpick. But overall, I really liked it. Especially that low grav section was really cool. Where everything was just like floating around you, and you could just pick up like rocks and stuff floating by you with the gravity gun and launch them at enemies. I think the only other thing I didn't like about Shatter was the ending. It was just like, yeah, I don't know. Gordon Freeman gets like torn into a million bits. It's like, oh, that's the ending. I don't know. You probably could have just had the player go through the portal and be like the end, or like end up in some like weird place. I don't know. I feel like the weird the wormhole tears you apart. It's just kind of like, oh, okay, I guess that sucks. I don't know. Next up, we have Bunker. I think I kind of already, while playing it, sort of mentioned the issues with this map, but similar to the last one, it kind of had you maining the gravity gun for most of it, but it really just didn't give you anything to launch at the enemies except for that one saw blade. So I had to like escort the saw blade through most of the map. Very claustrophobic areas too that didn't really work super well for the gravity gun. I think this is definitely somebody's first map, so is what it is. At least they didn't get like super ambitious with it. Aberrant Transmission, fantastic map. The idea of kind of going through like a Nova Prospect, presumably after Gordon Freeman's been through it, and like a rainy, dark night, is a really cool idea. The environments were amazing. The lighting effects were incredible. Super good use of lighting. Amazing brushwork. The environments were super detailed. The only issue was like that one cinder block part where I just wasn't quite sure what I was supposed to like do with the cinder block, but I eventually got there. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me. The only thing I would have changed is, like I said, the Stalker. I didn't find the Stalker to be particularly scary, but again, that's just a me thing. I don't think Stalkers are that like spooky. They're just kind of like, I don't know. You just shoot them with the shotgun and they go down. I would have had, especially because like at the end the player gets like lifted up by that like shadow stalker. I would have just had that be an advisor. Have an advisor come down through that doorway and lift the player up and just end it right there. That would have been for me like, oh shit. But again, I just that's what I find spooky, and different people find different things spooky. So. And then the last map was Reavers, which I didn't particularly care for. I feel like it's one of those maps, like I was kind of mentioning while playing it, where the author kind of wanted to do something that wasn't Half-Life. They wanted to go like way beyond the bounds and basically like create their own like space horror game. And I can appreciate the effort. I just don't think the execution was there, in my opinion. It was just a little too. Because you can kind of just look at assets. You're like, oh, this is just like this asset from Half-Life. This asset. It's just like, you know, like what is this supposed to be? Is it supposed to be set in the Half-Life world? Is it supposed to be not in the Half-Life world? That's kind of another thing, a trend about these horror maps that I really appreciate the ones that are either surreal, like self-defense, like Shattered, or ones that are like, I guess Blink and is kind of surreal as well. But ones that are like more overtly set within the Half-Life universe. So Shattered is a good example, even though that's a little abstract and kind of fourth wall breaking. Aberrant Transmission is a good example. Ablaze is a good example. The maps that are like very much set in Half-Life, I think, are for me work a lot better than the ones that are like, yeah, this is like a space adventure, you know. So yeah, Reavers just wasn't doing it for me. It was a little too ambitious, I think. But again, I can appreciate the effort. I just think you get to when you're on like a month, when you have like a month to make like a cool Half-Life map. It's like, I don't know, maybe just scale back your ideas just a little bit, and it helps. Anyways, though, I guess that's pretty much it. The bonus map, as already mentioned, is just I believe another version of Hammer Tools Inc. So I just didn't bother playing it because I just kind of already gave my thoughts on that. And yeah, pretty good. Definitely a step up over the first Halloween horror. That's for sure. Some really cool maps in here. Some cool concepts. Some very spooky maps. I really enjoyed this. I think the original Halloween horror I probably would not recommend because there's really only like one map that kind of I thought was like one, maybe two maps that I thought were worth playing. This one I would definitely recommend. I think there's a lot in here to really enjoy. Yeah. Anyways, thanks to all the mappers for putting this together, and thanks for watching. Have a good one. Take care. GG's.